Welcome to the Commercial Excellence Academy by Asbiverse Group. Hey there, and a very warm welcome to you. Today we're diving into a really powerful methodology we call the route to shopper. And we're going to see exactly how it applies to the, surprisingly complex world of automotive lubricants. This is all about helping organizations like yours connect the dots between insight, influence, and execution, making sure great plans turn into great results. So, here's our game plan. We'll start by unpacking the core of the whole thing, the guide paths framework. Then we're going to jump into the real world and follow the journey of a typical lubricant shopper. After that, we'll see how strategy connects to what actually happens in the service bay. And I'll finish by leaving you with a key question to think about for your own business. Sound good? Okay, let's get right into it. The route to shopper methodology focuses on integrated, shopper-based value creation, which is enabled by the guide paths framework. Now, I know that sounds a little corporate, doesn't it? But stick with me because the idea behind it is incredibly simple and incredibly powerful. So what does integrated shopper-based value creation actually mean? Well, in simple terms, it's all about closing the gap between a brilliant idea cooked up in a boardroom and a happy customer driving out of a workshop. It's about making sure your strategy doesn't get lost in translation and that the plan actually becomes reality seamlessly. The whole system is built on this really clever idea of duality. Think of it like two sides of the very same coin. On one side, you have guide. That's the manufacturer's or the brand's strategic perspective. And on the other side, you've got paths, which is the channel partner's perspective. The retailer or the workshop. They're designed to be perfect mirror images of each other. Let's look at the manufacturer's side first. That's guide. This is your strategic blueprint. G is for grow. How do we get more customers? U is for unlock. How do we get them to buy more? I is for increase. How do we keep them coming back? D is for drive. How do we make sure this is all profitable? And E, which is so important, is for enable. How do we get our whole team aligned to make it all happen? It's the complete strategic package. And now for that other side of the coin, paths. This is the playbook for the partner who's actually face-to-face with the customer. P is for presentation, making sure the products look great. A is for assortment, having the right stuff in stock. T is for the team, making sure they're engaged and knowledgeable. H is for holistic supplier integration, and S is about using shopper insights. This is where the strategy becomes real. Okay, theory is great, but a framework is only as good as its real-world application. So let's get practical. Now let's bring this to life for the automotive lubricant sector. So let's picture a typical shopper's journey. It almost always kicks off with a simple trigger, right? That little oil light starts blinking on your dashboard. Now, what happens next is absolutely critical. If you're a DIYer, maybe you'll go online. But for the vast majority, the do-it-for-me crowd, that journey leads straight to a trusted mechanic. And that person becomes the most important influencer in the entire process. And this is where the lubricants category is so unique. The single biggest factor driving a purchase isn't brand or price. It's the trusted recommendation from that mechanic or service advisor. Yeah, reputation and technical specs matter, of course, but the person in the service bay holds an incredible amount of power. Winning them over is everything. So, if you're a lubricant brand, the big question is, how do you win that mechanic's trust? Well, you use the guide framework. You build a strategy that doesn't just sell to them, but actually supports and empowers them, making your brand the easy, confident choice for them to recommend. Let's make that really concrete. Using GUID to grow your shopper base, you'd start by mapping out every single workshop in your area. To unlock bigger baskets, you define what the perfect service base should look like to encourage upselling to premium products. And to enable your team, you'd give them a powerful value story focused on what mechanics care about, like engine protection and performance. Okay, that's the brand's plan. Now, how does the workshop or the auto parts store execute that plan on their end? Well, they use the other side of the coin, paths. They take that value story and turn it into a consistent, convincing experience for the shopper. And this is where the magic happens. Look at the connection. Under team engagement, they train their advisors on those exact product benefits. For presentation, they use signage to highlight those premium options, just like the perfect service bay plan intended. And for assortment, they make sure the right oil is always in stock. You see, guide and paths working in perfect harmony. This is really where it all comes together. We've seen the brand's strategic intent and the partner's execution playbook. Now let's see how that connection creates real impact where it matters most, in the service bay. And that line says it all, really. When the brand's plan, guide, and the partner's actions, paths, are perfectly aligned, amazing things happen. You create a win for the brand, a win for the partner, and most importantly, a win for the shopper. That right there is the heart of commercial excellence. So, what kind of results are we talking about? Well, just as an example, and remember, these numbers are for illustrative purposes only. A business could see something like a 12% sales lift in a key channel. That's the real, tangible power of alignment. And it's not just about the final sale. Again, for illustration's sake, imagine a 25% increase in how well you execute your plans together. Why would that happen? It's simple. Because for the first time, everyone is literally on the same page, working from the same playbook. Okay, let's just take a breath for a second. I want you to shift gears from listening to reflecting. Let's think about how all of this applies directly to you and your world. So, here's a question I want to leave you with. Really think about this. How could guide paths thinking change the way your organization plans, collaborates, and delivers value to shoppers? Where are the gaps right now between your strategy and what's actually happening out there? Where could that mirror image thinking make the biggest difference for you? On behalf of everyone here, thanks for your engagement.
We really hope this has sparked some valuable new ideas for you. If you'd like to go deeper on any of this, or maybe explore a custom version for your own team, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to talk.
Best wishes and goodbye from all of us at the Commercial Excellence Academy by Asbiverse Group.